Hello everyone, Professor Carla speaking. Thank you so much for coming back here. If you like today's video, please give a thumbs up, subscribe so that you can get notified when a new video comes, and share, spread the news about reading. That's the main purpose here, to promote reading, okay? Today's book is a very famous one. It was published in 2016, and when it happened, it sold more than 1 million copies. Its author is also a celebrity. I am talking about a South African comedian, political commentator, and TV host that nowadays, actually since 2015, he hosts a TV show in the United States called The Daily Show. I am talking about Trevor Noah, okay, and his book, Born a Crime. This is a very interesting book because the way the story is told is very interesting. There are so many things to talk about this book, but I will highlight just some of them to you. Born a Crime, the title first. The title brings something of a time in which interracial relationships or unions were not allowed, were considered illegal in South Africa. I'm talking about apartheid. During the apartheid, that was considered illegal. So when he was born from a child, a Swiss German father, and a black that he calls white, and a black South African woman that he calls black. Okay, so born a crime brings distinction and the information of this spirit. But the way the story is told is very interesting because at the same time we have the account of a child or an adult talking from the perspective of a child, and what gives to it some naive comments and some funny moments, and sometimes even sweet. We also have the reflection or some observations by an adult. Besides that, we also have a chapter with the account by a child, and then in bold the reflection of Trevor the adult. So it's a very different kind of memoir in that sense. I will read some passages so that you can have an idea of what I'm talking about. The opening lines are about a moment his mom she sees herself in a situation of danger with him, and then she throws him out of the car, and then he writes that the car they were in. He says, sometimes in big Hollywood movies, they'll have these crazy chase scenes where somebody jumps and gets thrown from a moving car. The person hits the ground and rolls for a bit. Then they come to a stop and pop up and dust themselves off like it was no big deal. Whenever I see that, I think, that's rubbish. Getting thrown out of a moving car hurts way worse than that. I was 9 years old when my mother threw me out of a moving car. It happened on a Sunday. I know it was on Sunday because we were coming home from church. And every Sunday in my childhood meant church. We never missed church. My mother was, and still is, a deeply religious woman, very Christian. Like indigenous peoples around the world, Black South Africans adopted the religion of our colonizers. So see, at the same time, there is this funny thing that comes from the naive perspective of the child. That are those comments that bring the situation. There is another one, that the part in bold I told you, in which he comments that Chinese people were considered black in South Africa during the apartheid. So that's an interesting account as well. And there is one in which he mixes the reflections and the funny situation, a funny comment. He says, he goes to the hospital to pay for the bill because his mother was at the hospital. He was shot on her face, but she survived. He says, "You're lucky to be alive," I told her. "I still can't believe you didn't have any health insurance." That's very American, huh? Oh, but I do have insurance, she said. You do? Yes, Jesus. Jesus? Jesus. Jesus is your health insurance? If God is with me, who can be against me? Okay, Mom. Trevor, I prayed. I told you I prayed. I don't pray for nothing. You know, I said, for once I cannot argue with you. The gun, the bullets, I can't explain any of it. So I'll give you that much. Then I couldn't resist teasing her with one last little jab. But where was your Jesus to pay your hospital bill, huh? I know for a fact that he didn't pay that. She smiled and said, you're right, he didn't. He blessed me with a son who did. Okay, so just some account of some parts so that you can have an idea, a taste of Born a Crime. That is a very serious book that talks about a serious subject, but also funny and ironic, I would say. See what you think. Let me know. Bye bye. Take care.